Hi, my name is David.
And my name is Courtney.
We are part of the New Westminster Fitness team, and we would like to welcome you to Fit Fridays, where we offer weekly videos to keep you active and motivated while our recreation facilities are closed.
Before taking part in these videos or any other workout routines, please ensure you are medically cleared to do so. Please see the physical activity readiness form provided online and fill that out at least once a year.
And as always, when following any exercise class or video, remember to go at your own pace, modify any of the moves if necessary, keep yourself hydrated.
Stay safe and have fun. Hi there, I'm here to take you through a short yoga routine which is going to help with your hip flexibility. We're going to work on some balance and some leg strength. I'll show you some poses which you can repeat if you feel like you need more of a workout. I've got a couple of yoga blocks here. I'm going to be using them throughout. If you don't have yoga blocks, I'll give cues to help you. Standing at the top of your mat first. Standing tall in mountain pose. Let's make the base of your mountain pose nice and strong by lifting your toes, spreading them out, drawing your shoulder blades back and down, and palms facing forward. We're going to work on balance today. So in your mountain pose, you might even close your eyes for a few breaths just to see how you feel. With your breath, see how your feet feel. Does one foot feel heavier than the other or more weighted into your mat? And if it does, shift your weight side to side a little bit and even out that weight. Working your way up your body, checking in with your knees and softening them. Checking in with your hips, your tailbone is pointed down towards your mat. Drawing your belly button in towards your spine. Lifting your sternum up just a little bit to grow longer through your spine and the crown of your head. We're going to take 4 big breaths right here in mountain pose to help us warm up. Your first breath, you'll inhale, arms come out and up. Palms meet. And you're exhaling, arms out. If your breath is faster or slower than mine, go with your own breath. Inhaling, arms out and up. And exhaling out. Good, 2 more. Inhaling out and up. And exhaling back down. Let's make the last breath a little bit longer. Inhaling slowly up. And exhaling slowly down. If you need a couple more of those breaths, feel free to pause the video and take some more breaths. Placing your hands on your hips, we're going to come into forward fold, hinging at the hips. Now here's where blocks come in handy. The blocks help you get closer to the floor. So if your hamstrings are really tight, you can lengthen through them a little bit more with the blocks. If you don't have those blocks at hand, bend your knees, place your hands down on the floor or your mat, and then lengthen through your knees, keeping your hands on the floor. You're going to get a great stretch. So with or without blocks, you're in your forward fold. Take a couple of breaths here, noticing how your hamstrings feel. You might even straighten one knee, then the other, waggle your hips a little bit just to see how you feel. And then we're going to relax into the forward fold, and you might choose to just set aside those blocks. You might let your arms hang. You might even grip opposite elbows. At any point, if your hamstrings feel like they need a break, bend your knees a little bit. Good, take 2 more big breaths here. 1 more. Good, bend your knees, use your legs to come up. You might even take your arms up and out. Good, get used to standing. From here, just give those shoulders a little roll. I want to get you a little bit warmed up, and one of my favorite warm-up poses is chair pose. I'm going to use the block. With chair pose, it's really easy to make sure your knees are evenly spaced by placing a block between your knees. If you don't have your block, your knees are going in the same direction as the base of your second toe. I say the base or the knuckle because toes are kind of crooked sometimes, so we go by the knuckle. In your chair pose, arms are parallel to the floor, and you're sitting back and down. Good, imagine a little stool behind you. That's where your hips are headed. Depth is up to you. You can get quite deep in chair pose as long as your knees are aligned and there's no pain. Nice long inhales and exhales. Let's do one more breath and sink a little lower. Inhale and exhale. Good, push the floor away from you. Already warmed up. If you need more of a warm-up, repeat chair pose. It's really fun. All right, from here, we're going to come back into that forward fold, hinging at the hips, placing your hands down on your mat, and you're going to step your right foot a big step back. I'm going to give options here. We're coming into a lunge, but if you feel like working on flexibility, you're going to lower that back knee. You can untuck your toes or keep them tucked. If you want to work on strength, keep your toes tucked and your knee off the floor. Wherever you're at, bring your hands to that front knee. Bend your back knee a little bit to sink lower. Front knee is going in the same direction as your pinky toe. You can stay here with your hands on your knee or your hands on your hips, or you can lift those arms, sink a little lower, take 2 big breaths. Good, we're going to repeat that on the other side. Float those hands all the way down. And remember, if you have blocks, these get you closer to the ground. Good, you're going to step that foot a big step forward. Come all the way up. Get used to standing. Roll your shoulders. Hinge at the hips, back to forward fold. All the way down. Step that foot way back. I'll demo this one with my knee down. Bring that knee down or keep it up. Untuck your toes or keep them tucked. You have so many options. Bring your front hands to your front knee. From here, shift your hips forward just a little bit if your knee is on the ground to get that big hip flexor stretch. You can stay here with your arms or you can lift. One more big breath. Nicely done. Floating those hands down, tucking your toes, lifting your knee, stepping your foot forward, and coming up nice and slow. You might even bring your arms up and out. Good, nicely done. Bring your blocks, if you have them, to the front or the new front of your mat. Standing at the top of your mat, you're going to take a big step out until you get nice and centered on your mat. Your feet are like they're on train tracks. We're going to do some warrior 2 together. Lengthen those arms out. We'll start with the right side. Turn your right foot out, and you're going to lunge into that knee. So that knee is on top of your ankle, and you're getting nice and low. Take your gaze over those fingertips. You can see your big toe on the inside of your knee. 2 big breaths. Nicely done. Hands can come to your hips. Straighten that knee. Turn that leg to face forward, and we'll get into the other side. Lengthen out those arms and sink down. You can always adjust as you go. You can see your big toe on the inside of your knee, and that helps to keep your knee nice and aligned. Take your gaze over your fingertips. 2 big breaths. Good, nicely done. Hands at your hips. That leg faces forward, and wide-legged forward fold while we're here. Hinge at the hips. Bend your knees. You can come down to your blocks or to the floor. Good, from here you can get a little deeper by shimmying your feet a little further apart, depending on your comfort levels. You can start to bend your elbows to get a little deeper into your forward fold. If you've been doing yoga for a while and you know that your head can touch the floor, go ahead and go there. In your wide-legged forward fold, take 2 big breaths. Good, nicely done. Now we have to come back up. Heel toe your feet a little closer together. Bend your knees. Use your legs to pull yourself back up. Use those leg muscles. Good. Step your feet together. We're going to do a little bit of balance work. So airplane pose and tree pose. Find your favorite spot on your mat to balance. You didn't know you had a favorite spot, but you do. Once you found that spot, find mountain pose. Remember that base. So lift your toes, spread them out, set them back down. And I'm actually going to move my blocks here to show you how you can do airplane pose with blocks. Hinging at the hips, bring your hands down to your blocks. We're going to start with the right leg. So pick your right leg up and send it behind you. Noticing your hips. If that hip has popped up, gently bring it down. Good. Pushing your heel towards the wall behind you. And this is so much fun. I'm going to do it twice on each side. One with blocks, one without. Good. Bring that leg down. We'll do the other side with the blocks. So you're lifting that left leg, sending it back, pushing your heel towards the wall behind you. Shifting that hip down if it's come up. Good. Bringing that leg down. Bending your knees, standing up using your legs. I'm going to take the blocks out. We'll demo this without the blocks. Hands at your hips with a little bit of attitude. Hands can stay here. They can also be out like airplane wings. We'll start with your right leg. Take your right leg back. So squeeze that glute. You're still touching the floor. And here's where you decide where you want to go. You can start to hinge at the hips. I'm going to stay about there because I'm feeling my hamstring talking to me. Bring that hip down slightly. So again, arms can be here or they can be out. Find something to look at ahead of you on the floor that's not moving. You're going to use that standing leg, that glute, to pull you back up. Good. Set that foot down. Other side, arms going to be out. Squeeze that glute. Toes on the floor, hinge at the hips, coming down. If you notice that hip pop up, gently bring it down. I know it's hard to see if you don't have any mirrors. Good, take some big deep breaths. Use your glute on that standing leg to draw you back up. Good, nicely done. We're going to do tree pose. Stay in your favorite balancing spot. I'm going to turn this way to go through tree pose with you. Standing nice and tall. Mountain pose. Your hands can be here. They can also be at heart center. Bend your right knee and turn that whole leg out to the side to open up the hip joint. You're going to bring that right foot closer to your left leg. It can be touching the floor. Lower leg, you can also come up a little higher. With your hands at heart center, grow a little taller. Take 2 big breaths. Good. Bring that knee forward, set that foot down. Other side, bend that knee. Turn that whole leg out to the side. That'll open up that hip joint. Find a spot for your foot. Could be on your calf. Could be on your upper leg, as long as it's not on the knee joint. Standing tall. Nice big deep breaths. Good, nicely done. Knee comes forward. Step that foot down. Those are our moves today. So if you feel like you want more of a workout, run through those again. And then don't forget Shavasana, which is lying on your mat and relaxing. That's a great way to end a yoga session. Thank you for watching.